In this exercise, we're going to configure domain user policy. We're in our domain controller inside of Server Manager. Click on Tools, then Group Policy Management, expand practicelabs.com, domains, practicelabs.com. Right mouse click on Default Domain Policy, select Edit, and Group Policy Management Editor. Select Computer Configurations, Policies, Windows Settings, Security Settings. Then click on Account Policies. Then click on Password Policy. Minimum password age, we'll set that to 0 for our testing here. Minimum password length, we'll set that down to 6. Let's jump back into the left pane and select Account Lockout Policy. For lockout duration, we're going to define that to a 0. And lockout threshold, we're going to bring it down to 3 times and you're out. Let's jump into our Windows 8 box to test the lockout policy. And we'll log in as our user Jan Regis. So as you can see, we're able to sign in as Jan Regis just fine. But what I'm going to do is sign out of Jan Regis. And try to sign back in as Jan Regis, but I'm going to enter the wrong password 3 times. Actually, I'm just going to not enter a password. Okay, wrong one. That's 1, 2, 3. One more time. I should get a lockout message. I'm going to enter the correct password to see if I get a lockout message. And no. I might have to force the group policy to take effect. I just ran a GP update force. Alright, so let me go ahead and log out of Jan. And I'll sign back into Jan. This time I'll just enter random stuff on the password. No. Okay. First bad one, next bad one, 2, 3. Perfect. So it wanted me to actually enter a bad password in order to get locked out. Let's jump back into our domain controller. And we're going to open up Aduct to unlock the user. So practicelabs.com. Jan is a user in Engineering OU. Right mouse click on Jan. Go to Properties. Account tab. Then put the check mark on Unlock Account. and click OK. But before I click OK on this, I want to show you how I usually do it at work. I use Active Directory Administrative Services. Do a search here for Jan, and there's Jan, and on Active Directory Administrative Center you could simply click unlock. I think it's faster and easier than ADUCT in this case, but either case they both will do the same thing. Now if I jump back into the Windows 8 machine, try to log in again. And I'm able to log in. We're back in our domain controller for this exercise. Let's jump into Server Manager. Click Tools, then select ADSI Edit. We're going to configure fine-grained password policy. In the left pane, right mouse click on ADSI Edit and select Connect to. In the name box, let's type in practicelabs.com and click OK. Expand practicelabs.com and navigate to CN System and CN Password Settings Container. Inside of the Details pane, right mouse clicked and select New Object. Let's click Next here. The name of the value we're creating, we will call it G Marketing PSO and click Next. And attribute, we will give this an attribute of 10 and click Next. And password reversible encryption enabled attribute, we will give it a value of false and click Next. In password history, we will give it a value of 12, click Next. Password complexity, we're going to give it a value of true. Minimum password length, we'll give it a value of 6. Minimum password age, we'll give it the following value. Maximum password age gets the following value. Lockout threshold, we'll set that to 5. Lockout observation window gets the following value. Lockout duration gets the following value. And finish. Now let's right mouse click on CN GP Marketing PSO and go to Properties. Let's scroll down to MSPCO applies to. Click on Edit. Add Windows account. Type in GM Marketing and hit enter. It should search it. There it is. And we'll go ahead and click OK as it is linked. And OK. In exercise 3, we're going to delegate password settings management. So we're already in our PLAB-DC box. Let's jump into ADUC. Select the engineering OU, right mouse click, select delegate control. click on add. We're going to add our user Elizabeth. Yep, that's her. Next. We'll delegate the control of Elizabeth resetting user passwords and force change at logon. Next, and finish. So in our next exercise, we're going to create an MMC task pad for Elizabeth to use. I just searched and opened MMC, then we'll click on File and add snap-in. Let's add Active Directory users and computers. Click OK. So our Active Directory users and computers MMC is created. Let's expand the tree here. Go down to Engineering, right mouse click, select New Window from here. A new window opens up. Select Engineering again, right mouse click, select New Taskpad View. Click Next. We'll keep the defaults. Click Next. And select Tree Item. Next. And we'll just edit this name. To Taskpad for Engineering. Next. And finish. A new window opens up. We're going to select Next. Make sure that Menu Command is selected. Click Next. In the available commands, select Reset Password. Click Next. We'll keep the defaults for name and decision. Click Next. Select the key icon. Click Next. And finish. We're going to save this task pad to our desktop. We'll call it Engineering. Alright, so I created a folder on our desktop called Engineering, and that's where I put the Engineering task pad. Let me go ahead to our desktop here. And we're going to give Elizabeth permission to this folder. Going to go ahead and add the domain users. Let's jump back into our Windows 8 box. We're going to install RSAT. Let's go ahead and open Internet Explorer. Let's go to Microsoft.com. all done. Now let's verify that our install went through just fine. Click on the Start Charm, then in the search, type in Administrative Tools. It auto-completes. Just hit Enter to open it up. Scroll down and we should have Server Manager, and it is right here. Double click on it. Let's go ahead and add a server. Select the server we found. Add the server. Click OK. We are now managing PLAB DC01 from our Windows 7 box. On this exercise, we're going to verify TaskPad functionality. Let's go ahead and sign out of Jan Regis. And we'll go ahead and sign back in as Elizabeth Scott. All right, so let's navigate over to our engineering folder on PLAB DC01. All right, and it's available to us. Let's go back to the folder. We're gonna right mouse click on the engineering task pad, and we'll send it to the desktop because this is going to be one of Elizabeth's tools in her daily work. Back in the engineering task pad, let's select Jan Regis, click on reset password, type in a new password, and click OK. The password's been changed. Let's try another task. Right mouse click on Jan Regis and select Add to a Group. Just type G Marketing. And we get an error message telling us that we don't have sufficient rights to perform this operation. In this exercise, we're going to configure local user password policy. We're going to jump into our standalone server to simulate a work group type of setting. And we're in PLAB SA01 work group server. So on Server Manager, click Tools, then Local Security Policy. On the left pane, navigate to Account Policies, then Password Policy. We'll set Enforce Password History to 24. Maximum Password Age, we'll set that to 30. Let's go back to the left pane and select Account Lockout Policy. Double click Account Lockout Threshold, and we'll set this to 3 and hit Enter or click OK. Double click Account Lockout Duration We'll set that to 0 and hit enter. Our next exercise is to create local group policy. Back in Server Manager, click on Tools, then Computer Management. On the left pane, navigate over to Local Users and Groups. Double click inside of Users on the right pane, right mouse click, select a new user. This user we'll call Student1. Give them a basic password. And uncheck user must change password at next logon, and we'll create that user. And there's our new user. Right mouse click on Student1, go down to Properties, click on the Member Of, click Add, type in Administrators. You could just hit Enter or check names. Click OK. And OK. So we've just added Student1 to the Administrators group. Right mouse click to Start Charm, go to Run, type in MMC, click File, Add Snap-in, select Group Policy, click Add, click Browse, then Users, select Student1, click OK, and finish. Then OK to close the Snap-ins dialog box. Let's go back to the left pane, click on Local Computer Student1, User Configuration, Administrative Templates, Control Panel. Right mouse click on Prohibit Access to Control Panel and PC Settings, select Edit, click Enable, and OK. I'm going to go ahead and sign out as administrator so that we could test the Student1 account. I'm signing back into PLAB SAO1. Going to sign in as Student1. Going to go ahead and agree to these, and I'm going to press the Start Charm, search for Control Panel, and I get an Access Denied message, which shows the local group policy is working. We're back in our PLAB DCO1 box. In Server Manager, click on Tools, then Group Policy Management. In the right pane, expand the forest, expand domains, expand practicelabs.com, then expand domain controllers. Right mouse click on Default Domain Controllers Policy, then select Edit. In the Group Policy Management Console, let's expand Policies, Administrative Templates, and System. Click on KDC, then in the right pane, right mouse click on KDC Support for Claims and select Edit. Select Enabled and OK. Back on the left pane, select Kerberos. Then we're going to enable fail authentication requests when Kerberos armoring is not available. So right mouse click on it, select Edit, Enabled, and OK. Next, select Kerberos Client Support for Claims right mouse click, edit, enabled, and OK. There you have it. We've configured the Kerberos policy settings. Be sure to share, like, comment, and subscribe to my video and channel, and thanks for watching.